everybody. We are here for the Storytellers Hearth Relay, and I have friends. We are stream 3, so welcome. I hope everyone's had a productive afternoon, middle day, whenever it was that it started for you. So I am Dolores Medill. I have a pen name under Serapia Medill, and I write erotic, paranormal, romance kind of stuff. But under Dolores, I kind of just write some spicy romance, general romance, poetry. It's a safer-ish pen name. And on this channel is more just writing and reading focused stuff. For most of the time, my streams are on my second channel, which is still just my name, but it's uncut, and it's all the streams for games, productivity sprints like this, and also long plays for games. So yeah, and next, introduce yourself.
Yo, everybody. My name is Bungle. You can catch me on YouTube at Bungle It Up. And I mostly write fanfics. So you can find those under Revutaro, just about most fanfic websites. So
I love that. And friends, I am Desiree M. Ortega. You can find me over on YouTube under Coffee Reading Writing. I also stream occasionally on Twitch under Desiree M. Ortega, both writing, body doubling sprints, as well as some fun, random, crazy, chaotic late night gaming streams with some people on this screen. So definitely you guys go check it out. I am also one half of Des Lorray. It is a short, steamy romance pen name you can find on Amazon. Available now. We have 17 books out, and we have a new release next Thursday, so you guys can go head over and check out, and you can actually pre-order now Road Trip with the Ghost Hunter. So yeah, that's me.
And I have electricity. I was supposed to stream today before this, but life happens. I am Esther Marie Andujar. I'm a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid career author. Under Esther, I write under the fantasy umbrella, and almost anything goes. And this is the name that I will try to get some trap up representation and contracts. I also have paranormal serialized romances on Coffee and Patreon. They're under my name, but they will be released under a pen name. And then I have a secret pen name that I release steamy romances. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm just here. JC.
I'm also just here. But no, I'm JC, and I'm an author. I have books, a contemporary fiction and poetry author. I have 2 novels and 3 poetry collections. I also have a YouTube channel in which I stream every Wednesday, and I have lots of videos. And what else do I do? Oh, I have an online store with writer merch and blog, online magazine, all the things, you know. That's it. That's me. Dolores.
I love that's it. Like, oh, that's like nothing.
Things here and
It's
there.
a lot. She's amazing.
It doesn't feel right.
You're on my stream, JC. You know how I hype everybody. So
I do.
So, in that vein, if anybody is watching the VOD or watching right now and interested in also hyping everyone or contributing to anything or supporting, all the links are down below to everyone's channel and stores and books and all the things. Go poke things and read things. Okay.
Good.
Let's like
Poke things.
yes.
are a part of
Will
the
your-
event,
will
so
your-
we
will
have
your-
to behave.
Will your fidget thing be accompanying you this
No,
year?
I'm gonna try. It's like far away. We talked about this. I have to behave for the community. Not everyone
You're
wants
not
what
uncut
I
today.
give.
True. Oh, Sam's here. Uh-oh.
Okay, just Cat. Just stopping by to say hi. It's getting a little late and I'm tired. I'll try to pick up some of the other streams. Good luck. Thank you. Susan, S.C. Houston, words. Hi. Made friends. Delightful. Thank you. I'm going to say this wrong. Like Kissa? Hi, good morning. Yay, morning. I'm ready to write, but first, some breakfast. You get some food. What is everyone else up to? Lisa said hi. Oops, button. SD Houston won't be staying as I'm so tired. You were also in the last stream, so I don't blame you. But so many great and wonderful friends. Yes. And then Des doing double duty with Esther.
Hi, Esther.
Who's relay ready.
Hey, Joe.
Joe. Okay, I was trying to figure out how to say that, and my brain was erroring. Thank
Putting
you.
it all on one word instead of
Joe
I was like,
crazy,
wait, how do I shorten this?
Joe
And my-
crazy face, but we just call her Joe in the chat.
This is again one of those like dyslexic things where my brain was like, I don't know what to do with this one. Okay. Hi. I'm so tired tonight, but I really want to get something done, even just one chapter. That's fair. Been there. Cool Gamer said hi.
Louise. I'm
Louise
guessing it's
said,
Louise.
hello, here to get some work done, and we will. Oopsies. Sam, I forgot to unmute the playlist. Oops. That's fair. I've done that before. You only have to behave because I'm not on stream.
And
She
but
did say that last
read
year.
the next one. Read the next one, though.
Doing
Yeah,
this
about to be-
combination.
She said in February we
Wow.
were still not that bad. Sam,
Wow.
you
Sam
should
is
have
wow.
watched the stream yesterday when we were playing Repo and the stuff that was coming out of my mouth. So yeah.
I heard. I'm lurking. I was lurking.
I go full potty mouth when I'm gaming. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, we behave a lot.
Today.
My favorite Des phrase is "son of a nutcracker."
That's still
Absolutely.
nice. That's still good. That's technically
nice.
not
Yeah,
saying
because I
bad
would have just said
words.
"son of a bitch," but oh, I'm sorry.
And there's parts of me that are
Fine.
so trained to be
so
family
sorry.
friendly sometimes. So those like fun ones come out like subconsciously.
Yep. Since writing erotic, I've become less family friendly because I've allowed myself to be more open. Because if I'm going to be talking about things, why not? But when I do community stuff, not everyone who is still awake and watching wants to listen to that stuff.
You know,
Wow.
it is
10
so
p.m. on
late.
the
We're
East
going to
Coast.
get away with stuff. It's
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
after dark.
but we have to count for whoever it was who said good morning. There are people that are waking up.
True.
True.
And you know
That's
what?
true.
Some
That's true.
erotica for breakfast. What's the problem with that? It's fine.
There is no set time to
You
enjoy
know,
what you
there-
want to enjoy.
There's something about
That's very
starting your
good.
day with a little pep in your step.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was about to say that Esther. It's very good to have sex in the morning.
You know
I'm
what?
just,
Some bodies are built for some excitement right in the morning, literally biologically. So
I'm
Okay.
gonna
Fight
get
against
all
nature.
the way. I was
Rails.
like,
Really, it went off the rails
Stop
really
that.
quickly.
I'm gonna drink my coffee.
okay, we're super late. Yes, that's good because if you watched if you read the group chat, some people did not sleep after
I
our
saw
stream.
that. And the thing is, I'm on the East Coast while they're on the West Coast, technically, for the most part, time wise. So
Yeah.
it was like 4:30.
Yeah, but
Yep.
we ended our stream last night at like 2 a.m. I was in bed by 2:30 and my alarm went off at 5:45 and I was just like,
Oh, that's painful. I'm so sorry.
Let's see. Oh, hold on. Wait. Well, I have all of my repo VODs if you want to watch the chaos. Sam, they're in a playlist.
Yep.
Others keep
quite
promising to
entertaining.
post
They're
VODs, but nothing
fun.
happens.
Oh,
so.
oh.
They're very
well,
entertaining.
well,
Last night was
well.
really
No
Right.
pointing fingers.
Sure.
last night was
They're
really funny.
they're fun to watch, and it's fun to play too. I mean, I already told, like, I haven't told you, Dolores, what I told
I got
Des.
told already.
Okay, so I play alone, and then she was like, "You played alone?" I'm like, yeah, like,
You brave girl. You
No,
brave.
and Bungle, she like cleared the head manor by herself.
No,
Yes.
no.
I was insulted.
We're just cursed.
I
That's
mean,
what it is.
it
We're
was
cursed.
luck. It was luck. If I there were so many monsters that I would just they were going to a bed right in one room, and I would just like, whoo, just like,
Oh goodness!
All right.
Wow.
it was a beginner's luck, honestly.
Got inspired by you to write myself an intro for the next stream. Okay.
Aw.
I'll be co-hosting stream 4. Oh, that's good. I got a bit nervous about how I want to introduce myself. Yeah. Sometimes it's just better to go easy. My intro has changed multiple times throughout sprints and also when I do gaming streams. Eventually you just find a rhythm. And if you're super lucky, you sound super professional like these two people at the top who just sound like TV anchors, I swear.
I have no idea what you might be talking
You're
about.
cheating now. You're using your voice
Absolutely
actor voice.
Wow.
Nothing
That was good. That was
that
really
makes
good.
sense about what you just said.
I get it. I am more community friendly for event streams. Yes. But yeah, back when we had after midnight streams. Yeah, yes. I remember watching some of those
Yeah,
when I worked night.
those were fun, Sam.
Ooh.
Those were fun.
Dez's after midnight streams are really fun too. Like the drunk. Never mind. Anyway. Oh, I remember
what you speak of.
Joe, back when I would write at like 6 a.m. before my office job, writing smut first thing in the morning made my whole day weird.
Your brain is
see
like in a different
That
place the
sounds
whole
like
day.
my ideal.
The problem
Yeah.
is my brain is almost constantly there. So
Honestly, I think, at least for me, is it gets really weird when you're writing smut on a stream and you're trying to stay like
Just-
poker face while you're writing. You're like, "Ooh,
I would think
what
writing it
kind of
in a
face
coffee
am I
shop
doing?"
would be weird. Or in public anywhere would be weird. That I would think that would be weird.
I wrote
Like-
smut
I've written
during when my dad was
Okay.
getting treatments every month. I wrote a whole smut piece sitting right next to him
Okay.
in the
That
infusion
wouldn't
center.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
And it was
I was
fine.
gonna be,
You had to do what you had
I
to do.
wrote fan fiction at the library in my university. Like it's queer, it's K-pop. You get
All that fun.
it's yeah. So it's
You do what
the
you
most
gotta
weird is
do.
just the live because the camera is in your face. Like
Well, I'm talking to my stream. I might as well ask them how many synonyms for skin can we come up with?
I've done similar things to that. JC can attest where I've asked, I'm like, wait, how is this spelled or what does this sound weird? I have done that.
She has a lot, actually. And I'd have to Google stuff. I'm like, wait, because I don't write smut, so
You laugh.
tried.
That's why I'm like, I gave up on reading all this.
We cry.
I love that Sam.
Well,
by the
Sam
way.
gets carried.
But I do love to. I do
We'll
love
We'll
to
start
read it,
teasing
though.
us about others carrying us. Sam gets carried
No one,
in repo.
no one heard that. Great, good.
Ah, but it's forever on the internet.
Like
Back.
Des Ray, if y'all ever look for beta readers, I like reading it. You've seen me read your book. Just
I
saying.
know. I have.
I'd be like, oh,
Let's see. Joe says, now I don't care. I'll write it in coffee shops, but I also work from home. That's fair. Now, and I don't have to write in the morning and try to be normal in office for 8 hours.
Nice.
Normal is a relative term, and I don't
Yeah.
believe it's a thing because you
Thank goodness.
can't be
Normal's
unique
What is normal?
and
overrated.
normal at the
Normal.
same time.
What is normal?
Normal is overrated.
Extreme.
It really
Normal is boring.
Yes,
We're redefining normal, thankfully. So
Yeah.
that's
At
fair.
this point, normal is chaos. So
of all varieties.
Although there are some people redefining normal to a whole extreme. But anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Happy place. Happy place.
Happy. Fidgety
Mhm.
things. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
So
it's staying. It's staying.
Oh yeah,
there.
that. There you
Okay.
go, that.
Let's do some sprints. Hold
Mhm.
on. Buttons.
I forgot that, Esther. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
No. How?
Oh, how we're gonna work with the
Precious.
heads of other two.
In February, Laura was with
Not
us, so
fair.
I didn't ask Laura because I knew her work stuff. So I'm like, we'll just do Laura's sprints.
Oh, look
With
at
us in
his
spirit.
face. He was a
Baby
baby.
boy.
So
Oh.
cute.
Oh,
Okay,
Sam is there too, so
that is true.
I
We
don't
love
think
you,
I'm gonna get
Sam.
anything done.
All right, 20 minutes. 1, 2, 3, go. All right.
That sound was a little trippy. For June.
Jingle bells, jingle
Well,
bells,
she
let's all
posted this
go and ride.
during winter, so in context, it makes sense.
It just warped my brain somewhere all of a sudden. I was like, wait, what? When are we? What are we?
I mean,
Okay, how did
it's almost July, so Christmas in July.
exactly?
True,
Oh
true.
my
I remember
gosh.
telling you to do that, Esther, as like a ad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Sally does have a holiday book, so I could.
Yep.
So yeah, did everybody have a project they're working on?
Yes. You want to start, Dolores? What were you working on?
So I am working on the prequel still for Project Blasphemy. I'm almost done. I actually got confused with my own timeline, and that's what I spent the sprint doing. Was like, wait, what day is it? How close are we to the like end day moment? So I had to go back a couple chapters and like reread what I had when I had like specified time. So because I
love that
don't
you have that in
plot,
your
I just have
notes.
time.
Mm.
That is the closest to plotting I get. But yeah, I'm working on that so that I can finish that because I'm waiting for edits for my other thing for the main story.
But you, Bungle?
Oh no. I've been working on this idea that I had, but so it's basically the same story that is taking place from like 4 different perspectives.
Ooh.
And so I'm like having to keep going back to the original one and get the dialogue out of it and then rework the same scene but from another person's point of view.
Ooh.
And it's like I'm trying to still make it entertaining and not boring to be rereading the same dialogue. So therefore just like putting in the thoughts of a different character and how they're taking it is just being really interesting.
I'll be fine. I love your stories.
That is cool, though. That is actually, at the end result will be worth it, but I'm sure right now putting it together is a little interesting and fun.
In my head, it's like a little trippy because you're like, I know how this goes, but now I need to kind of like relearn it through this point of view. And then you finish it. I'm like, I know how this goes, but now I need to relearn another thing.
That is
Love
pretty
it.
cool. I like it.
You could also include some of the emotions of the other person because their emotions are obviously going to be different.
Yeah, or how they interpret it through that other
I
lens.
was gonna say that, because that's always interesting.
Or
how,
their
like,
body language, how their body reacts.
Yeah,
you
like
read the
there's-
original line and you think they think they're putting off this, but then you read you read it a second time, the other person interpreted it the total different way.
That's kind of what I'm doing with like the 4th character. Like the first couple characters think everything is like super funny and a big joke, and then the 4th character is seeing everything that they do as just like almost cruel, which was not the intention of any of the other characters, but they just don't realize really what's going on.
But that's so realistic because there will always be someone who's going to interpret it to their own perspective and not the actual intent of the person saying or doing the thing. So that's really cool.
And a lot of the times it's like you as a person, them as a character have internalized things that the intention is not bad, but because they have internalized things that are in it of itself not the greatest thing, then it doesn't matter how good the intention is, the result's still bad.
Especially because, like what Dee just said, that would be really good if one was an unreliable narrator too. So it's like, really twist things.
It's like, do I believe you or not?
Like, can I trust what you say?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Trust you.
And people might think that this specific POV is the unreliable, but what if the other three are the unreliable and not the single different POV?
It's all
Yeah.
about perspective.
Yay.
It's all about
We
perspective.
love to think about this.
The spiral
Nice.
network is contagious.
Yes, I love it. I have been going through proving edits for a book that I need to then format, but hopefully sometime tonight, and get it ready to upload by tomorrow. So trying to get that done.
You can do it, Fred.
Thank
You
I
can do
believe
it.
in you.
I was there. I was
I-
there a couple days
You
ago.
saw. You saw.
I was down to the wire. I am. So I got my notes because I need to plot the second book. For Sally is already up in pre-order, so it needs to get done. But I gave myself a little bit more time. But
Good.
still, it's
Yeah.
there.
I
so.
feel that. Yep, we were on the same boat.
So yeah, I was just like, I'm like, okay, what is the conflict of this book? And because it's a series and there is a kind of like an arching plot between all the books, I'm like, so this is what is in the book and what is in the series that needs to be in this book. Why do I do this to myself?
It'll be worth it in the end.
Yeah, I love when I overcomplicate things. I complain, but I love it because I get bored with simple storyline. There's nothing wrong with them. I just get bored. And Sally already has, what, 9, 10 books, I think, that are like sort of simple storylines. And I'm like, no, I need to overcomplicate this thing so I can
You're
have
getting
fun.
itchy.
My problem is I want to write simple storylines and then I make it too complicated. I feel like
I get bored.
Esther likes
So
to
this
throw in the
time
whole
I
kitchen
was
sink.
like,
Esther likes to throw in the kitchen
so
sink.
Yep.
yeah, I'm like, okay, so the algorithms are feeding me motorcycle people. Okay, we're gonna do an MC romance. What
Out of
else?
nowhere.
How about hidden identity? Go that.
Oh
How
my
about a
God.
cartel that is very dangerous? Go ahead.
Throw them on a mountain. Now it's
How
mountain
about
too.
Yeah, how about money laundering, trafficking people, and this and that, and just
Oh my
the
God.
exploitation of the music industry.
I need to read
I
these
cannot do
books.
simple.
Money launderer. Hold on, I need to read.
One of the best bits of writing advice I ever got was I was told once that if you ever get to the point that you're just stuck on your book and you don't know where to go, ninjas.
Oh God.
I've heard this
Wow.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Just
Or
Just
murder.
random ninja attack. They just drop out of the air and a big kung fu battle pops out of nowhere. Go.
I usually just throw in a secret baby, but you know, I mean, hey,
Yes, that's JC's
That's my
version of ninjas for her family drama.
Surprise, baby. Attack.
No,
Yes, in romance, that's pregnancy there too. Yep.
I can't.
In drama, it's
I'm
murder.
sorry, but Esther, hold up. Did secret baby work well in the Weight of Her?
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. What were you working on, JC?
Oh yeah, me. We weren't done with Esther yet, but okay.
Esther
Oh
muted.
yeah, Esther
herself.
didn't.
She's done.
She answered.
I said quite a lot.
Yeah, I got confused in there. Jason,
If you're
Oh,
very
you're
savvy,
avoiding.
you might even find my pen name just by everything I said.
I already know what
So.
your name is.
I have question marks about that.
At least I think I do.
I'm with
I
that.
could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But what the heck was I doing? Oh, I was.
What you
editing-
doing?
I was editing my vlog.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
yeah, that's what I was doing.
Welcome back with food, Sam.
No, that's cool.
What are
That's
you
cool.
What are you eating, Sam?
Ooh.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
make us
see.
hungry.
So I
Oops,
have like one kind of thing I wanted to go around real quick, and because we kind of
Mhm.
touched up on it a
Mhm.
little bit with everybody talking about what they're working on. I just wanted to like find out, since this is kind of a writing stream, like what is everyone's favorite trope that they like to do in a unexpected way?
Ooh.
Well, you have to answer first because you brought it up.
Yeah,
Because I also have to think.
same. I'm like, hold on.
So yeah, I was like trying to come up with like something that I tend to use kind of often that I think is kind of different, because like one of the things that I really find myself hating in like I said, I write a lot of fan fiction, so I hate it when shows do time skips, like major time skips, where like suddenly we're 7 years later and now we have a brand new set of actors and blah 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 blah. So I always kind of try and come up with, okay, how can we fill in the gap but keep things interesting? And so like in anime, probably one of my favorite tropes is like the character goes to school kind of deal, but then I like try to come up with a subversion to that, because obviously, you know, there's only so much you can do with a character being in high school and suddenly you're like, okay, yeah, this is just a boring class. But to like come up with like my favorite way is just to sort of like take the normal school experience and then try to throw it in with like, but what happens in the context of a universe where there is like either supernatural stuff that characters aren't quite, you know, that the main characters might be familiar with, but the normal background characters aren't, and how does a normal character now respond to the main character kind of dragging all of this unusual supernatural stuff into a like normal environment?
Who wants to go first?
I mean, I cannot think of any specific name, but I'm like, there's so many anime that does that. And they do it well. And they do it well, but also you need to do that, because if you don't, you end up in a slice of life genre. If you don't make it, I mean, it doesn't mean that slice of life is not interesting. I love me some slice of life. Whenever I need some comfort, I go to slice of life. I'm like, slice of life anime. I need some comfort, please. So that's I love it. But that is so cool. I don't know why I was thinking of I think I'm gonna butcher the name, Juju Hasuko. It has that kind of vibe, but they don't spend a lot of time in school.
So in English, I think you're talking about Yu Yu Hakusho.
There we go.
Esther and Bungle just
There we
had a
go.
whole other language happening, and the rest of us are like, yes.
It's a Japanese
I can
anime.
talk about anime
I know the
all day.
vagueness of it, but you're not actually answering their question.
I know. But I'm getting to it. For me, I haven't done it on original, but I have done it on fanfic. It's the
Valid.
fated mate, soulmate kind of trope.
Mhm.
And the way that I subvert it is, it's like, it's very common, just like the name, like something written in your wrist. And I remember writing one fanfic that the way that you kind of like find your soulmate is because you acquired their loose item. They lose something, and your soulmate will get that loose item.
Ooh.
And it was so fun to write that fic with that specific. I have that. I have like that was trickier because I didn't want it to be like, "Ooh, I am fixing a health a disability with magic," but they are like they're not colorblind per se. They just have a very specific type of colorblindness, and as they get to know their soulmate, they start kind of like getting more colors, but it's very gradual.
Mm.
And I'm like, I need to be very careful with this because this feels very much like disability magically changed by law.
Yeah.
Ew,
Mm.
that is
So
cool. That
just
is icky.
to build on that, because like that is like gets into that sort of realm where it's like the world is basically the same but with like one thing different. One of my really good friends used to write stories that he loved doing stuff like that, where the story world is our normal world, but there's like one kind of mundane magical object. It doesn't really do anything, it's just there. Or even just that there's the world is normal, but pets have superpowers, like cats can
Yeah.
teleport, or and things
Nice.
like that. It's like everything else is normal, but this one thing is different, and how does that make the rest of the world? And so like that's just so cool, the idea that when you're fated to be with someone, it's like you lose it and you just go, oh, that was a really cool thing, I miss it, and all of a sudden you find the person that has it and you're just like, this is the one.
Yeah. And it was very fun because I made another character be very close to one of the soulmates, and like they're so close that they have items that are very similar. So there's a confusion because the other person's like, who? Because they have so many items that are the same. So who lost what? It was fun. I love that specific trope to just think of other ways the universe will guide you to your soulmate or
Mm.
your fated mate, however you wanna. And I like to do that outside of the paranormal. Like I know it's very common in like
Mm.
shifter romances and even
Yeah.
vampires and fays and things like that. But I'm like, there's something about destiny and humanity that I love to play with.
I love that. I love reading that
So
Yeah.
as a reader
yeah,
a lot.
It's
I think
beyond my control.
I've
yeah.
recently realized, and Bungle can attest because they've been reading it, that I realized I like to play with the like age gap, but with eternal creatures,
Mm.
because Hunger's
Yes.
Desire is technically age gap, but both of them
Yeah.
are extremely old already. So like their
Yeah.
age gap is like
Like
100 years or
when
something
you're
apart.
talking about someone who's 300 years
Yeah,
old and someone who's
but
1500 years old, it's like,
Yeah.
are you too old for me?
yeah, but you
You're
can still feel the
But
like push and pull of one person's older than younger. And in Project Blasphemy, I have the same thing
yeah.
where my Lucifer character is, of course, as old as the beginning,
the
and
you.
then the Second Coming character is like 150 or something at the point in our book. So technically, she's also like an old character too. So it's
Nice.
like versus like the really
Yeah.
old paranormal like vampire or whatever, and the like 20-year-old. Yes, though
Like I
yours was amazing, and I loved it and hated you at the same time.
but no. It's okay because I also flip it. I'm like, it is a huge age gap, but she's the vampire and he's the human. So it's
Mm-hmm.
more like a cougar kind of situation.
Yeah.
I
It's a
loved it.
reverse harem, that's fine.
I love that. Well, I write a little more contemporary or romantic suspense, so I don't get to play as much.
Look what my husband has lost. This must be destiny. We were just
Oh,
talking about this a little bit ago.
Magically appeared. I guess it's yours now.
Yes.
I love it. Oh,
That was adorable.
I know, I loved it. Hi, Blunder. So for me, as a contemporary writer, I do love any circumstance that creates forced proximity. which can be either fake dating, even marriage of convenience type fun stuff, or just, especially in romantic suspense, some type of suspense element, circumstances forcing the pacing, forcing the pacing of the romance to speed up because they're forced to be together to figure out what's going on and all these different things. So I love playing with variations of forced proximity however I can, because again, as a romance author, whatever can force my characters to love each other, I want to find a way and to have them on the page as much as possible together. So yeah, those. But as a reader, I love fated mates kind of stuff because I do read all sorts of romance. I read shifter stuff. I read paranormal. I read all that. So yeah, so I love those elements too. If I ever were to write fantasy,
can I twist that into a manga that I saw real quick? I'm so sorry, but just real quick, just because that right there's a manga out called Twin Star Exorcists. And the idea that's happening in that story is that the exorcists are fighting like these demons on the opposite side, and there is a legend that one day a super exorcist will be born who will defeat all the demons and free the world to not have to worry about things anymore. But the story is not about that character. The story is about basically these two high school kids that get figured out that, hey, you guys are the ones destined to birth the chosen one. And so everybody's like, you need to hurry up and get on it. And they're just like, we don't even know each other.
Ooh, that's fun. Ooh, I like that.
I love that. A+.
That's good.
Bungle, you need to send me that title later.
Yeah. But also this, I think you might be able, because you kind of like do like the metaphysic kind of thing, and I think you could add some sort of like destiny kind of situation to your romantic suspense.
Yeah.
Because, also, we're Hispanic. We can put magical realism in anything if we want to.
This is true. If my characters are...
We can just be like...
Hispanic.
Go.
Yeah, abuela did some little something.
Yep. The tia who's just a little bit fun.
Can I? I'll share this one with you guys. My mom, we used to move between every 6 months to 2. I never lived in a place longer than 2 years as a kid. Every place we moved out of, my mom would sweep the whole place up. And on the way out, she'd back out the door, sweeping everything, snap the broom over her knee, throw both pieces in, shut the door real quick, and we'd have run away.
I
love that. My mom doesn't do that. My mom prays, and she will like windows and doors. She with like oil will do a cross. Like the same thing they will do to you in church when they like pray for you.
Patchouli oil.
That's that sanctification kind of situation that they do. She does that to every single house that we've been in.
Oh, if you want,
I have used to think I had been gay
glimmers on the walls somewhere of oil stains and stuff.
I mean, it also goes with like she used to like see things and blah blah blah. Like it makes sense that she's like, I need to ward this place now.
Like, get out.
Well, JC, what's your thing that you what was it?
I have no answer for this.
The trope. Well, you do a lot of, I think, well, would it be found family stuff? You do have a lot of like family drama stuff with you like exploring that.
I mean, I like family drama, but mine is more of setting the family you already have, not found.
Oh, okay.
But I don't. I mean, I have tropes that I like, but I don't know that I've done them in a unique way or anything.
But sometimes it's the combination of the tropes that makes it like unusual. Like just taking a combination and putting them together in a different way. Like that's just fun.
I know mine usually has strained mother-daughter relationships. secret, as D said, secret
Yeah,
babies.
I would think secret babies. You like to sometimes.
Yeah,
But I don't think I do it in a unique way though. I mean, the question was a unique twist, and I don't know that I do it in a unique.
Let me rephrase that just to say there's nothing that's like 100% unique, but more than unique. I mean, like, what is it towards like your style? Like, how does it apply to like the way that you take it and make it your own?
D.
I mean, D is answering my question.
I
Here you
do
go.
also,
You got Sam behind you.
Agreed.
I do also think like JC does romantic relationships, like the trajectory of it, very unique. Like it's not, it has a lot of like twists and turns, and a lot of like she will constantly have you asking, are they going to end up together?
Is this a
Like,
divorce?
do I even want them to end up together?
This is where I'm bad, and I've
that
only
is
read
some-
JC's poetry books. I haven't read any of her novels yet.
and this
JC, you're
is
just gonna have to deal with this. Everybody's gonna be like, no, this is what you do. That's amazing.
We do this all the time. JC is really bad at promoting herself. So we will for her.
I am really bad.
Yeah.
And I also don't, how do I put this that doesn't sound terrible? I don't do a good job of evaluating how I write my stuff. I think I did this interview for a podcast on Tuesday, and she asked me all these questions about this character and how do you write this, and I'm like, that's a good question. I wish I had an answer.
All right, well, let's see what the community thinks.
And
It'd be nice and take the spotlight off JC.
She was the one telling me you have a really nice way of naturally having your characters have a natural growth arc, and I'm like, oh, I do. Okay, good, cool. Going for that. I was going for that.
Take whatever you learned
you.
on Tuesday from them and start applying it to
Yeah,
your answers for the future.
No, but sometimes saying good things about yourself is the hardest thing in the world.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, I totally get
Agree.
that. But
Yes.
but sometimes you got to be your own advocate. You got to be able to say, this is what I do.
Bungle, these lovely women here know that I am working on that. It is a struggle for me.
You gotta take pride of the hard work that you do on your books.
I'm proud of my stories. I just don't always.
You don't own it.
I don't.
Advocate for them. Put
Here
them
we
out
go.
there and be like, this is why they're awesome.
Yes.
Well, Nia answered your question.
Stand on your business, Stacy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
Nia answered the question, said, found family. I like finding different ways to bring the ragtag team together.
D.
Love doesn't redeem a villain. They're still a villain. Billionaires, I like to make the unlikely people rich or make them have to work for the money instead of being Nepo babies.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
These billionaires are.
Oh wait, no, that was the response to that. That's not where am I? Here we go. Joe says, I like rivals to lovers unrequited. So one person is like, you are my nemesis and I'll destroy you. And the other one is like, you're so cool. I love you so much. I would read that. That sounds like something I would devour.
That comes with a side of pinning. That is, yes.
That's pretty much very similar to Medea.
Yeah.
And then let's see. To be clear, the rivalry is unrequited, not the lover's part. Okay. That's
Unrequited
fair.
rivalry. Yeah, so there's like the rivalry can be one-sided, but the love has to be
exactly.
two-sided.
That's
And then Laura,
there's a series that comes into mind, and of course it's a BL because you'll.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
and that is.
They're taking notes.
Let me find the title because it's a Chinese one. So
No, but are you asking
will
what BL is or
I will
what?
read it.
No.
Oh,
They're
okay.
taking notes so they can read.
Oh, they want to read it. Good.
Yes.
that
We
at the end of
we have
this stream,
shared things before.
Bungle and I are gonna have so many things in common.
I gave Bungle a
the goat.
manga of the goat. Yes, there's a
Oh,
goat
it's
manga.
so
I read it
cute.
and I absolutely had to
It's
go.
a goat
I literally
boy
went
that
the next
works
day
in a
to physically buy
bookstore,
it
but he
because I read it
eats
digital.
books, and so everybody's like, "Stop eating the books. We're selling those," and he's like, "But they're so delicious."
Because I love them so much. Oh my god, it was a whole thing. I loved it,
Oh,
and I immediately had to give it to them. But Laura said, I did a twist until death do us part for a short story.
Ooh, it's like so. Does that mean that I'm like picturing that one in so many different ways?
Exactly.
Making people go along the journey with them. The anxiety is maddening.
Oh yeah, she's talking about my book.
Yeah.
She felt like she was committing a crime along with the character.
Yeah.
So the one that was
it's not organic.
the one that
we're
was
good.
talking
Everyone's
about
fine.
like billionaires that were different. Like this one's probably not exactly anti-nepo baby, but I did kind of like write a story once where the idea is that there was basically a cruise liner and people, you meet a whole bunch of people on these cruises, and kind of an older guy with money was like going around trying to pick up younger guys that might be on this boat, and that by the end of this little short story like went through, they go on like their dates and everything, and he keeps like showing off like how rich he is, how he can do all this stuff, and how he's like super cool and awesome, and this guy just keeps following him around, and it seems like he really likes him, and he's kind of thinking, oh well, by the end of it he just likes me for my money, but then finds out this younger guy that he's met up with is actually way richer than he is.
He's like, yeah, it's not about that. Surprise!
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about that one.
Before we go into this print, I shared on private chat, but if anyone is like here or on the replay, it's wondering what the heck Esther is talking about, what that BL. It's called We Best Love. It has 2 parts. It's really good.
We Best
Yes.
Love. Okay.
And
I'll go find
D
that.
is wanting your story.
I'm working on making myself a website where I can post my own stories, because I haven't really gone into very much publishing.
Hi, Glenna.
All right. Let's do another sprint. This time we're doing the 30-minute. And like I said, we're just doing Laura streams. Go buy Laura's book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it.
1, 2, 3. Go. Yeah. All right. Mhm.
Well,
Go buy Laura's book. This time I don't have links, but if you go to last stream last stream in February, there are links there. There you go. Words.
This sprint made my story take a turn I wasn't expecting. How are you guys doing?
Oh,
Ooh, those can be fun. Shocking, but fun.
love when that happens.
I finished finally going through and approving all the edits. So now I'm in the
Yay.
process of formatting. I got to format the book.
Oh, my least favorite thing. Okay.
Yeah. Luckily, I kind of have a set template situation from all of our previous releases. So I kind of do a whole, I make it easier on myself, but it's still a task.
17 books, I bet. 17, y'all. 17.
That's weird to think about. That feels like a fever dream, that first year of release. Esther.
I realize I already plotted this book, but I'm changing some things. So I'm like puzzle piecing this outline again to add things, move things, and I'm like, do I need more chapters? Because the one that released, those chapters are like chunky. Every time I will be like, this chapter is like almost 4K, and my friend was like, what? I'm like, it's just
And to reference, for short romances, that's a big
that's
chapter.
a lot. Yeah.
Hence why I
I'm
can't do
like,
it.
it's that, or it will be like the same POV twice. Just like it doesn't make sense to cut the chapter. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It is
just
what
read
it
it. Just read it. Just
Yeah.
go through the journey.
This is who she is, accept her.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, this is a little bit more complicated of a book. I might need more chapters. Who knows? I'm still piecing it together.
There.
With like
Absolutely fair.
washi tape and be like, just stay.
That washi tape.
Look pretty, because the washi tape looks pretty, so it helps the illusion.
I agree with this. I subscribe
Yes.
to this.
100%.
I mean,
True.
yes, but if we're talking industry standards,
Now we don't have to
Yeah,
talk about that.
but see, that's the
it's
good thing about
true.
self-publishing.
Yeah.
Gotta-
But
I stopped
there's
worrying
something
about that.
about so there's something. Okay, so more than a chapter that is longer than a 5K on Trap Up or Indie is too long.
Oh no, that's too
Now,
long.
if you
I'm
go
sorry,
into
that's too
if you
long.
go into fan fiction, that's a short chapter. Like
I've heard. Yeah.
Fan fiction's a
with
whole other
like
animal, though.
yeah, like this is like you need to like where are you talking about when you're talking about
Because
length?
how can I read
Because if
that
you
many?
ask
Yeah.
me, if a chapter is not a 10K, that is just like too short in fan fiction. But if in like just original fiction, if it's 5K, I'm like, oh, I'll read it, but it's gonna hurt.
Oh.
I will say a caveat to that is if it messes up the pacing for the chapter to be too long. Like if it feels like there's a natural stopping point and you should just maybe start the next chapter, but I don't know. I'm explaining that wrong, but
No,
No, I
that
hear
makes
you.
sense because I feel like a chapter should get out an entire idea unless it makes sense to split it up into something like in fan fiction we would say a cliffhanger. But it's like you can't have a cliffhanger too often because you do kind of have to give people a chance to put the book down and come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just the thing.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
then there's
something
just
a lot of
linger
indie
expectations,
published
like,
authors don't do. They're like cliffhanger after cliffhanger after cliffhanger. I don't want you to ever stop touching the book. You need to like sit down and find yourself finishing the book and be like, what?
And then, you know,
I
it
am not
depends.
that kind of writer.
No,
It
you're not.
depends what you're writing and what genre you're marketing for, because then there's reader expectations. So you want to also kind of lean into that.
Yeah.
Because it just helps. They like the familiar consistency to a certain extent. So you
Yeah.
sometimes want to play to that.
Also, to make a caveat for fan fiction, like people who read fan fiction can read longer like chapters because we already are in love with the characters.
Yes.
We don't need that build up of learning this character and falling in love with the character and falling in love with the dynamics that is innate in fan fiction. Like
The
if you're reading a fan
suspension of
fiction, you
disbelief
love
is
the fan.
high in fanfiction.
Yeah. And you
love
already love the dynamic, you already love the characters, you're gonna like eat it up.
Because
When the book is like you need to make them fall in love, and if they don't, even a 2,000 long chapter, it's gonna be long if someone is not jiving with your character.
Because even like reading Minecraft fan fiction, like the Hermitcraft stuff, because I haven't
There's
read,
Minecraft.
I haven't watched,
Okay.
because I haven't watched
There's
all
fanfic
There's
for everything.
everything
fan fiction.
fanfiction.
There are things that people talk about that I don't know because I didn't watch like previous seasons of Minecraft. But because I love those characters and I basically know how the game works and I know how people manipulate it to make it seem not a game, I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's why I'm like, suspension of disbelief is just gone in fan fiction. You'll just
enjoy it for
do
what it
whatever.
is.
Yeah. Bungle died.
They ceased to exist. Uh-oh, the wine has run out. That's why.
Bungle needs a refill.
Hermit
To do with Minecraft.
You react like that, but I've told you about all the stuff.
Oh yeah, that's exactly why I react like that. But I've gotten into like the lore of the Watchers from friggin'
Oh yes,
the
I love
Last
that.
Life series, so I know what you're talking about. Just like, oh my god, here we go.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole though. That's not this.
There's like an iceberg chart for this stuff. It's in depth.
I
Well-
applaud the people who put all that effort and work into building these things.
Yeah. But we had a Gwenna show up.
Gwenna!
She says, Desi, your face is too beautiful to grace my screen.
It's
Screen.
It
Words.
is true.
The highs.
Buttons.
Buttons. Hearts. Laura. Oh, and then Bungle.
We
Sound.
were all kind of like, what is that?
To be
Yeah,
fair, I
didn't
heard
even
the
know.
sound.
I didn't know that timer had sound.
Me neither.
There's two. There's two. There's one with no sound and then one with sound. And I thought I clicked the one without sound, but I heard the sound right away when I hit play. And I tried to come back and be like, "Are you guys okay with it?" And no one was paying attention to me, so I'm like, "Okay."
I went off screen. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I
That
went to go
was-
eat.
I ended up playing like a space ambience on my scene and just was like picturing Cthulhu come around, which is probably why my story ended up
well,
taking a
there
super
is
weird turn.
some technical food stuff, horror stuff, right? Or are those two different stories?
Yeah, there is some food
Hmm?
horror in Tiny Shivers.
Yeah, but isn't there like she has tentacle
There's a
story with tentacles?
Boombox and there's I think there's a story with
Because it's on her cover.
I think
I've not read it because I'm too much of a chicken. JC barely
A
survives, so I
Cthulhu
refuse.
love story. I'm just like imagining how that would go.
There
I
is
feel
one.
like
I
there
think.
is one in there.
There is one.
There
I'm
is
pretty
one.
sure.
Yes.
Pretty sure there
I'm pretty
is.
sure.
It's on KU somewhere. There's also that Otomo game.
Oh my
So-
goodness, so many.
I
thoughts.
mean, if there are romance books about a sentient fork and a doorknob
Yep.
and things
Yep.
like that, I
Yep.
wouldn't be
Yep.
surprised.
There's something literally for everyone.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is the beauty of art.
Morgan showed up. Say
Morgan,
hi.
see you.
Bungle munching the music.
Yeah, I was laughing because I had like cheery lo-fi in the background, and suddenly like these intense strings creepily came in the
I'm
background. I was
listening
like,
to something else too.
See,
I
the
have an
thing is, like,
earbud.
yeah, I said it on the comment. Like, I wanted when we go to a sprint, I change the output of the sound so it goes somewhere else, and then I hit play on my project playlist. So I'm like here, vibing and
Jamming.
jiving and having a concert for myself. And on the and like in my external monitor, very low, there's like that creepy sound. I'm just like, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, because I'm not doing Spirit City. I was like, I'll actually listen to my playlist, which I haven't done in a little while, since I drafted the first half of the second book. So
Nice.
we went to sleep. They wrote 1700.
100.
Yes. Okay. My brain paused. I was like,
17,000. That's what I saw at first too.
I was
Wait,
yawning and applauding at the same time, so I couldn't help with the words.
you're good. And I'm sure they're not here anymore. So, but thank you if you watch the replay. D saying, oh, about the laptop. That was very scary.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That is extremely scary.
But she got stuff backed up somewhere else. I gotta re-back up things.
I need to too. It's a bad habit, I know.
And then Gwen is saying, considering going back to school, to finish BA, took the eternity of that sprint to get into my FAFSA account. Oh, only to realize they need my 2023 returns. Yeah. Yep. I'm so glad that hopefully I will never have to touch FAFSA again. It was so complicated before.
Oh, I hated it. Yeah.
It's good, but I don't want to have to deal with that.
I ain't gonna lie. If I could
Hitting
go
long
back, I
forms.
would.
Yep.
If I could go back to school, I would.
If I could go back to school without having to deal with like financial responsibilities and like paying, I would. It's the financial part that makes me not want to go back to school.
Financial contracts are just the worst.
Yeah. Let's see. The company went through 2023, thought me and my husband's names were too long, so they never filed their. Oh no! That's ridiculous. Oh, link. Here we go. Link to book. I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Queen of the Lake.
There we go.
Exactly.
Yes. She's Queen of the Links, like on the spot. And I love
Sometimes
that.
I need to remember to know, let the crown shine. I have so many links for something.
Polish it a little bit.
I should use it.
Yes. There we go. I'm gonna pin that. Okay. Because like I have all the links in the descriptions and I took time to do it, but like on the spot, no, I ain't that fast. The Esther always got it down.
I mean, I do have a Google Doc with links, so
yeah.
it
Yeah.
helps.
Smart.
Gwenna's husband had to make a new IRS account to get the wages. That sucks. That's a whole level of suck. Extra bad. No. Let's see. I feel like I'm saying names wrong. This is the only thing I hate about reading comments is names. I wrote for the whole sprint and got 427 new words. Yay!
Yay! Heck yeah!
Very nice. We're
It
proud of
still
you too.
hurts to clap normally.
We are proud of you too.
Sam, I don't remember
That
where I
works.
started, but I'm page 2031. Yay!
Nice.
So you said that names are like, and you're struggling with saying that name, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, maybe I'm just too much in my little like fandom. So I'm like, that to me reads like a Kaisa. I may
That's
be
what-
wrong.
Same.
And I would have thought Kesa.
That's what I've been saying.
Kaiser was
But-
what I was thinking.
I don't know.
That makes more sense.
So I just go by that because I mean artists and characters in East Asia that are already named Kai. So I already start with that pronunciation and then just add the sa. But I may be wrong. I may just be too much in my little fandom.
So,
I
so
also
let me say this much about like, especially when we talk about like different languages and stuff, because it is so hard to get exact pronunciation without talking to the person. When I
Mhm.
was a kid, I had friends that would argue with me about my pronunciation of things in Final Fantasy. So I always used to call the birds that you ride in Final Fantasy chocobos. And somebody like looked at me in class and they were like, a what? I was like, yeah, a chocobo from Final Fantasy. And they're like, do you mean a chocobo? And I was like, okay, you guys, it's Japanese. It's probably pronounced chocobo.
Yeah, it's really not exactly.
Like, are we going to sit here and argue this now?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, neither one of us are probably right.
Yep. I just also notoriously get simple, like my brain will overthink simple names. So like, I just hate names, period.
I hate
The-
names,
like,
period.
so Dolores, the name you gave me, is it Cunningham or is it Cunningham?
Cunningham, like Happy Days. That was the first thing I thought of. I don't know why.
Thanks, Joe.
Joe finished a chapter and I'm still conscious, so
Nice.
I'm working. Okay, but remember, friend to sleep. Don't take bad habits from us.
Oh,
No qualms.
Well,
I'm
specifically
self-aware.
the person next to me. This lovely person
I
did the
mean,
no
sometimes
sleep
you just
thing.
gotta play
Calling you out.
hard and work
Calling you out.
hard. It's okay.
Technically, Bungle on screen, she was pointing the opposite direction. So
Was
it
I?
wasn't
Yeah,
you.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
It wasn't
Yeah.
you.
My screen
It was
over
the
here.
imaginary friend over there. Oh, gee, don't remind me. Formatting.
Formatting. And
I'm
not looking
I was
forward to
freaking
when
out
I
that
get to
night.
that step.
I was freaking out that night. I remember that well. I was in tears.
Yeah. When I get there, I'm not looking forward to it.
I mean, combined with all of us, we might have a couple of like options for you because I still sometimes use Reapsy, but most of the time I now use Kindle Create, and
That's what I was using.
But my plan is to
it,
publish
That
wide
fits
though.
so much.
So
What
also
you did?
my
to check if they are doing no physical.
You
So I don't
felt the
remember.
anger, frustration, and pain.
Oh, me?
Exactly.
oh wait, we went over the
I'm not looking
chapter
forward to the
stuff.
next time I have to format a book. I'll just say.
We went over this industry stuff.
Oh, I love stuff.
Oh yeah, reader expectation. I don't know if we talked about that, but agreeing with Sam. Sam's been reading a lot of middle grade, and those narratives do whatever the fuck they want. Some of the narratives even shade fancy. Yeah, I've seen that. I don't read as much middle grade as I have in the past, but
And so our hero continued on his journey, being an idiot the entire time. I mean, can you believe this imbecile? He picked the green mushroom thinking that it would help him, and all it did was give him diarrhea. Why are we following this jerk? He's so dumb.
Middle grade can be quite shady, and it's funny because if you go back now and read some of the stuff that we read, well, I'm in a different age bracket, sorry, that I read in middle grade, and I'm just like, oh, I didn't catch that then, but oh, damn, that was shady.
Yeah.
I think we were cheekier.
Yeah.
Younger.
So now I have a little hill to die on. Let adult narratives do fun stylistic things. I agree with that. I agree. Sometimes I feel like adult books take themselves too seriously.
Mhm. Don't. I'm not
Cosmic
even. Yes.
horror,
Cosmic horror.
food horror. Yes, that's all Laura stuff.
Mhm.
Again,
Yes.
anytime they mention food horror, I just keep remember that little travel she wrote about a Pringle. And I just, again, I cannot look at Pringles the same way. I just like,
Still love me a good Pringle.
poor Pringles.
Laura's so good at that.
Sam
She would
also
pick
misread it.
anything.
Sam also misread it as 17K.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
but
think a lot of us.
me and Sam are dyslexic buddies. So that's very acceptable. I love the idea of school, but I love exactly. And climbing out of debt for sure. Agreed. Military discounts military discounts and military spouse scholarships. That's good. At least there's those things there. My cousin used my godfather's GI Bill for the first part of her schooling. So that makes a huge difference. Yep. That's worth the long form. Fair still sucks. I've never in my life heard Cunningham pronounced as however
Cunningham.
Bungle said it.
Cunningham.
No one is on that. Yeah, I can see on here. It looks like I'm pointing on the opposite direction. I don't know why. But...
Dolores, I was gonna say something when you were doing the intros, and you were like, and I was.
Yeah, I saw that afterwards. Because it's delayed, and I saw the replay in YouTube Studio, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But I keep just going like this. Naturally.
Yeah, no one's there.
I always confuse.
Like,
I always
bye,
confuse the
Bungle.
time. I always get it wrong, so I'll be like, this way. Oh no, this way.
Yeah.
Oh,
are you okay? Yes.
Okay.
My guess is there's a bug.
Probably.
Let's see.
For a second, I thought
have a shoe.
For a second, I thought her chair sank, and I was like, no, not this chair.
An imaginary friend. Yeah. Fair. Let me format your book.
We'll talk tomorrow, Sam.
Maybe I'll get back to you, Sam. I've pushed my publishing date till next year, so between surgery and medical debt, yes,
we'll
I
talk about tomorrow.
I don't have the money right now between surgery and the debt from the surgery, which isn't too big. So I'm hoping we'll finish this year paying everything, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to publish at the end of this year. I might be able to still get a couple things done, but I'm definitely not going to get to actually publish.
Can you at least put out like some teasers?
Maybe. My hope is that I
can
can
get people buzzing about it for next year. It's kind of
I'm still hoping to get with Dee to talk about covers when we promise to, and maybe just do like a generic plan thing, and I can pay her and stuff like that. Because I want a physical publication and ebook, so maybe we can just do the ebook stuff and talk about that, because you don't need to know how big the book is for an ebook cover. So
true.
Yeah.
But I was asking, I'm like, are you or
nice.
Is the highest budget it's like for the cover, or is it for like line edits or proofreading?
I probably it's editing, because with all my things, I only want I trust the people I trust who I'm asking to read, or who I'm guaranteeing who's going to read. And
we're going to go over things.
I'm just trying not to mention it, but yes, Bungle's reading right now the book. But also, I trust them, and I don't know if I want to do beta readers because of the content of my book. And I'm just like, I definitely need a
I mean, I have
professional to
your
go
first
through it.
book, and I'm already reading it, so.
But if you're worried about the content, you could always just do a Google form and people will sign up if that's
Yeah.
like you let them know what they're getting. And if they're on board with it, if they want to read it, then you'll know whoever signs up.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to deal with trolls in the pre-process. Like, I'm aware that I'm gonna probably get bad reviews and people telling me like I'm gonna go to hell and stuff because of not just the sexual content, but like the characters doing the sexual content in my book.
Okay,
Like, I'm
so
worried about.
let me,
I know that's gonna happen when I publish the book. I don't want to deal with that in like betas and someone trolling. And...
So let me at least say this much. Like, I have not like gone around and spoiled your book at all, but I've at least given like my general idea of the book, and like my acupuncturist can't wait for it to be published. She was just like, please, I need this.
Well, that's nice.
There's plenty of people who will really, really like the book.
Yeah.
But I definitely need like I want a professional to at least look at it and then tell, because I don't trust myself.
Understandable.
I know they say hi in the chat, but I 100% recommend Morgan.
She does. I've already asked Morgan.
Okay. That at least is the only person that I can recommend right now. I know there's other people in the community that do those.
I have to, because of the contact of, I've had one person decline because it's erotic, and I've had one person decline because of the religious context. So both of those don't meld well for finding somebody without me definitely having to like go on to like Upstart or something like that to like dig and search. D likes that voice. Bungle in Repo cracks. Yes. Pretty much Bungle and Kage have like the VA voice. They're able to have like voice actors level
I
voices.
don't know what voice they're talking about, though. There's
dyslexic buddy.
Especially in Repo, I just end up walking around going, there's these scary things, you guys, and I don't like it that the frog keeps jumping on me.
Good night, Heather.
Wow.
We have not gotten an update yet from Des to see if the bug has won the fight, because I'm assuming it's a bug.
If it's even a bug.
I'm pretty sure it's a bug.
Or someone could have needed help.
I'm hoping it's a bug.
What is the book about this round? Oh, no.
Your book. She's talking about your book. What is
your
book
my
about?
book.
Yeah.
It's Project Blasphemy.
It's about blasphemy itself.
The person who is Lucifer, but like Angel Lucifer, getting together with the second coming. Let's just say that. That's the easiest way to describe that.
Who is a Latina woman.
Yes. Femme, non-binary. Not woman.
Right, not woman, not girl, made very...
I will say regardless of how skilled fellow writers are, editors are trained and certified to edit books. Yes. It's a different skill set. So like covers can be updated and improved later. Yeah. I would always prioritize hiring a certified editor when money is tight. Yeah. This is for sure. We will do our best to still do an initial go over. Yeah. Yep. Not an actual professional editor. 100%. I would say me and Bungle are more like critique partners. We've gone from like just friends to now developing this relationship. Bungle has helped me with Hunger's Desire so much. Which is a different book.
There's just, so many ways that you can go with vampire on succubi action.
That
I mean,
statement.
I'm laughing, but it's very
True.
true.
But the
True.
state, just the way he
You
said
know,
it, or they said it, the way they said it.
there's been many times that I'm like, so when is the next update? And then it's like, so Bundle has one episode. I just finished another. I'm like,
I had
Esther,
to
just be
pause.
patient. Be patient.
To be fair,
Because
you weren't
me,
even updated yet. When all this happened, you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm like somewhere in like chapter 2 or something."
I could speed through what I have left in a single day and be like, Devor!
So we would reverse positions where I was telling you when you took that long break from the deer, I was like, "Where is the rest of the content?"
Yeah.
You did it too.
Yeah. But I purposely do it. Like, I'm like, hey, y'all. See you in a couple of months.
I think I have 2 chapters that are available for Bungle to look through, but they're looking at Project Blasphemy right now, and I have to write more. I'm focusing on the Project Blasphemy universe, but I do have to get back to Hunger's Desire.
That's okay. That's okay.
As
I
it's
just-
my
I-
my
can't
hand
wait.
works much easier now.
I can be a good girl. Wait.
What were you saying, Bungle?
That I just realized that the where everything is on our version of the screen is like mirrored from how we actually end up on the where we're on the live online version. And I'm like, oh, this is why it's so confusing.
I can't.
I
Oh,
had to
welcome
be a
back.
good girl too, and not bother her when she took her
She's
break.
alive. She's alive.
I am a good girl. I don't like to be.
Are you okay, Des?
Wait, I was going to say way too many things, so nope. Censor
No,
myself.
that's
I
a different
was trying
stream
to
next
avoid
week.
where you were going,
That's
Esther.
the next week thing.
That I kind of like saw my brain going. I was like, hell no. I couldn't say that on live.
Des, you okay?
So this, did you survive?
Was it a bug?
I'm a little traumatized. I'll be fine. Hopefully, I'm okay.
Oh God! Oh no!
My mother came to my rescue. I'm very grateful for her.
Okay.
What was it? A spider? A bug?
It was
A
like
roach?
a black beetle, flying beetle,
Oh.
this
no.
fucking big. Sorry for the cursing. It was
You're
on
good.
my
This is
arm,
this is
and I
necessary.
felt something. And when I go like this, I feel something. So I do this, and I see what it is. I was like, I'm still kind of shaking, and I have a phobia of.
Oh no!
So this was. Hence, I called my mom. I was like, "Are you awake?" Because I had eyes on it, and I was like, with spray, and I was just like, "I need to know where this thing is at all times. I cannot lose sight of where it is." We tracked it down, and she broomed it out, and I'm just like, at first I thought it was a roach because I'm in Florida, and I was about to lose my crap because that is not okay to me. There's a problem. We need to burn the house down. And so
Your
was
mom is Superwoman.
panicking. She is. And we realized it was a beetle, like those flying big ones, because everything's mutated here in Florida. And so it kind of makes me feel better because if we left the door open to take out trash for maybe a second too long, they come in. But oh my God. I'm just traumatized because I keep replaying the feeling on my arm and I don't like it. So I'm okay. I'll be okay.
That makes total sense. Like here in Arizona, Dolores will attest to this. We get these beetles here that are called Palo Verde bugs, and they are like this
That doesn't even
long.
sound kosher.
They fly, but they don't fly well. So they will just fly in a straight line until they hit something.
Oh,
And
God.
sometimes that's your face, and they have
Oh.
weight to them. And then the most awful thing the other day is I found
No.
one in my backyard that had a stinger this long on it. And I was like, that
No.
is wrong. No, I don't know
Mm-mm.
what these things are mutating into, but this like has xenomorph DNA and they must all die now.
Nope.
Also,
Nope.
if you have longer hair, they will just get themselves tangled.
No.
They'll think they're still flying, and they'll just like. My aunt tells this horror story of them having to like chop her
Dolores.
hair.
I will never visit you in Arizona
Yeah,
with that
second that. I
information.
second that. Mhm.
Oh,
No.
God. Now I feel
Second it.
everything touching me. So I'm trying like
Let's not think
Heck
of bugs
no.
anymore.
Mm-mm.
Like I've learned to deal with bugs because my mom hates them. So any type of bug, my mom is like, Esther. And I'm like,
Nope.
but we have there's a lot of like neighborhood cats, so we don't get a lot of
Thank you, Sam.
insects because they take care of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
My childhood cats took care of a lot of bugs and rodents and
We need
the ones
teleporting
seagulls
cats
and stuff
right
like
now.
that.
yes, I need about 5. Can someone please send some over immediately? It's gonna take me a hot minute to feel at ease. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
move on.
For you, Des, my recommendation is to like if you have alcohol.
Oh, my mom
rub it
already
in
did
where-
that. My mom grabbed alcohol. She goes, "Give me your arm."
Yeah.
And she was like,
Yeah, cause kind of like alcohol leaves your skin like very dry. It kind of like there's like whatever you felt, it kind of like leaves. But
Dang
Yeah.
it, Des. Can you share?
Dolores,
Can you share your
me and
mom?
Arizona are not
I said,
friends
can you
anymore.
can
I
you
mean,
share your
no.
mom? She's so loving and nurturing.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I love her. She's my hero.
Compared to like
He-
Australia. I mean, we just
Oh
have
gosh, no.
snakes
Furry.
and
I'm still
and
not going. I'm
and
not going to Australia
scorpions
either.
Giants,
and
Yeah,
tarantulas.
I mean, if you want to just bring in the rest of the world, we could just talk about the Middle Eastern camel spiders. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
no,
true.
no,
Oh, God,
done.
no.
This conversation is over. We have a
Nope,
sprint to
nope.
get to.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna mute y'all in a second. I can't.
Okay, 30 minutes of nice typewriter looking
Yeah.
Good.
pictures.
Good. Yep.
Again from Laura, our lovely Laura. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Yep.
Not Bungle silently praying.
All right, all done. Sorry.
What a sprint.
Yes. I did not do math correct, and I didn't put last, but that was our last sprint.
Oh.
The chat. That was the last sprint. 'Cause unlike when I'm back, when we like stream for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, any other time we would just go to midnight or 2 in the morning, even when we have to be up at 6, and it's fine, right? Right?
I've not streamed that long. Other streams, yes.
It's gonna be fine. Probably I'm the only one who has to wake up early tomorrow, but that's okay. I made my bed. And I'm gonna lay on it.
Technically, I also have to wake up early for work. But I never go to bed early. I can't. I'm incapable of it.
Same.
I
Even
prefer
when I
to
try.
float over my bed like Zool.
I say I'm getting old, but the reality is like the moment the sun is out, my dog, as adorable Sam is, she can be so persistent for me to get out of bed and get her out to do her business. And then after that, she doesn't care what the heck I'm doing. But I'm like, I'm already awake. Like,
Just the same as like when you have a cat that stands on your chest in the morning and just goes, "Hey, breakfast time. Come on.
Humans
What's
like
taking so long?"
thankfully, my dog doesn't get him in my bed, so that doesn't happen. But she will bark.
Oh.
And that is, if she's not sleeping in my room, I do sleep with my door closed. She barks, and then she scratched the door like, yo, like I am not stopping. And if I don't wake up and my mom wakes up, she will call me and be like, Sam, it's calling. And I'm like,
Get up and get your dog. Just stop.
Okay.
The things
And
we
I'm
do
like,
for
she's your dog too.
I know.
It's okay. She's cute.
That's why they
I
go for
get mad for a second and I look at her face and I'm like, it's so hard to get mad at a pretty dog. She's so pretty.
Exactly.
It's like,
Yep.
You never win.
Nope. No.
Bungle has
That's
an
okay.
adorable dog. Haley is
Thank you.
queen puppy.
She is the hailstorm, the Halley's Comet destroyer of all things. That's what you're going to do.
Yes.
Cute. Cute.
So how did that sprint go? I didn't write too much. I was doing other things.
I finished my outline, so
Yay!
that one's ready for me to start drafting Monday. And that's when I get into it and I mess everything up.
No.
Meh.
It's like you're playing with Play-Doh. You gotta, throw it around and mix it together, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my outlines are always guidelines, and I'm just like, no.
Those were cute. I'm going this way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I started finally formatting after a few perimeter checks and laps around the room and vigilance and stuff. Hence
All
the
the
hair is
necessary
up, because
things.
now I don't even trust having my hair down right now. Just kind of trying to push through the paranoia and settle back because I have work to do tonight.
Yeah, my dog has it. So, what can we do?
JC?
Oh, I had every intention to work on my outline, but that is not what happened. Um, I played a game and I played around in Canvas for a hot second, and then
There you go.
remembered I needed to do my Duolingo, which is what I'm currently doing.
Nice.
Yay.
Right?
That's important.
It
Gotta
is. I'm
keep
on a
that
streak. I'm
Yeah,
on a streak.
exactly. Yep.
So yes, nothing productive, but
Those are all
That's
productive. They're just
very
little
productive.
spurts of productivity.
Learning a language is productive.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
real.
well, I
I'm
meant
with you.
writing wise. It's not writing.
No, but
writing for
here's the thing. Language is culture. Therefore, knowing language gives you the perspective you need for your writing.
Aha.
I like the way you think. I think
That's a very gentle ma'am.
I prefer
It's like,
the gentle to
man.
your aggressive.
Self
I warn everyone. I have warned everyone.
But it's okay. Usually when
I
Esther
am a
mams
very
me
tough love.
aggressively, I need it. So
It's tough love.
You have a friend, JC. There you go. In the game.
Oh, Township! Yay! That wasn't the game I was playing though, but that wasn't the game I was playing. But not yet. I haven't got to that.
On the roster.
And I built a whole town and everything. I got barns and all kinds of things. Mm-hmm.
I haven't opened my township in a long time. Months.
If only they had like a co-op Sims game, then we would totally play that.
That would
I'm
be
surprised they don't.
It was
surprised they
mess.
don't.
But it would be so good.
That would be
Sims
awesome.
multiplayer.
The Sims mobile game sucks. I tried
It
that.
does. I can't stand it.
It does.
so
I have
limited.
played it. It is horrible.
It's so limited.
They keep saying they're gonna have a multiplayer come out. I don't know how that's gonna work.
The thing is, like, it's gonna have the same pitfalls that Sims 3 has, because they're so big that it's very hard for casual players to play. Like, if they do a multiplayer Sims, it's gonna be for like the hardcore people, the people who have a lot of friends who play Sims that will like to, or the people who like have friends that are builders and they're just like players and they just want to have a community where you have someone building and building and building.
Esther,
and
you can build all my
like,
houses.
I know, right?
You and D can build all my houses for me.
I will just go do career and romance.
Yeah.
D's not gonna build you anything. She's like, I almost had a heart attack when she did a stream building a house, and then she built the biggest thing ever, and I'm like,
that's still better than
where
me.
we at in Sims 1? It was stressful.
Girls would collapse.
Oh my gosh! You know what we should do one day is like kind of like make each other a house that somebody else has to decorate.
Ooh, I love decorating too. Yeah,
Y'all should do that. Y'all should definitely do that.
Yeah. I mean, we can take like the challenge that is like a box challenge, but maybe it's just like each person does a single room. And you have to have it like, let's say someone does the living room and then the next one needs to the kitchen and someone needs to the bathroom.
This is a writing stream, so I should probably say like one of the things that I have wanted to do for so long, and it's just so hard to actually make time because nobody has time. I definitely don't have time, but I always say I wanted to do this, is actually do like a round robin story where everybody writes one chapter and it's just like somebody starts a story and then the next person comes up with what happens next, and then just go all the way around and see how crazy it gets by the time it comes back to the first person.
You'll be surprised because there's the writing room. They meet once a month. They do that on YouTube, and it's hilarious because they'll the person in charge will go off stream and like mute themselves while they write their portion, and then at the end they read it all, and it's wild how cohesive sometimes they actually end up, even though the other person knew nothing about what the previous person wrote.
Oh, I wasn't even going to think that, like, I was going to say that whoever writes next should still be able to read the previous chapters, but that's even crazier.
They don't.
It's just a prompt. You just get a prompt.
They give you the prompt, and the most that they do is they read the last sentence of what they wrote. So you only have that clue and then the prompt for your section.
So you might just have a prompt, and then all of a sudden, like, you're like, all right, what was the last sentence? And you just get, and then Bill killed the pants.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And you gotta run with it.
Yep.
But their stories are so, it's like one story. You would think one person wrote it.
Yeah. And sometimes the clue gives you nothing. Mm-hmm. And then she grabbed, and that's where it ended.
She grabbed Esther? She grabbed?
He sat. Things like that.
She grabbed Esther.
And you're like, what's next? And it's like, you're what's next.
Nice.
Esther out here grabbing stuff.
I mean,
I'm sorry. Look, it's way after midnight here, so I mean.
I know, it's 1 a.m. here, yeah.
Unfortunately.
Like, that would be fun.
Was a felon who stole a melon.
melons don't go in pans. They go in other clothing items. Okay, well, that is it for our stream, so we don't get in troubles.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching. If we're the last stream for now, the next stream, I should have this up, starts at, I don't remember what
it's
time.
5 a.m. I think it's 5 a.m.
That's it.
Easter.
It's 2 a.m. for me in 3 hours. Let's just say that. That's it.
Okay, yeah.
Let's just say in 3 hours the next stream starts.
Really?
With Sarah, yes. According to the playlist on my
English.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
In 3 hours. So if you're wanting to follow along with the event and just have it open or whatever, the links to the playlist are down below. I'm gonna let everybody do outros, but again, remember, all the links are downstairs. Go support everybody. Go read everything. Go watch everything. All that fun stuff.
Said outros. I'm hiding. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be nice and I'll have Bungle go again for outro.
I didn't even do an intro. Hey, everybody.
You did?
At least not my intro. I introduced myself, so I guess that's good enough. But all right, everybody. I am Bungle It Up here on YouTube. We're still Blunder and Bungle on Twitch, but that's probably going to be Bungle It Up on Twitch soon also. So thank you so much for hanging out.
And friends, I'm Desiree Ortega. You know where to find me. Links are down below, either YouTube or Twitch, and Desiree on Amazon.
And I am Esther Maria Andujar. I'm a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid career author. I'm also here on YouTube under the same name. And if you kind of like Twitch, I'm there too as author E.M. Andujar. And I am all over the place. Chaos is my second. No, my second name is not. My third name, probably. Stick around and find out. JC.
I'm author JC Carpenter here on YouTube, and I had it mentally prepared. I have books under the same name, JC Carpenter, and I stream on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
And I have a online store with writer merch called Right to Be Matters. And yeah, that's it. Okay. I'm hiding now. Okay, bye.
Okay, correction. It's in 4 hours the next stream.
Time
Wow.
zone math. Oh.
Stupid time
Hey,
zone.
I was going off of what my phone said, so that's not my fault.
Nice.
Again, my name is Dolores Medill. On this channel, you only find live streams when we do communities. If you want more live streams, go over to the Uncut channel where you'll find gaming streams, writing sprints, and also long plays for games. My streams tend to be more on the mature side, especially because right now I'm focusing on the Serapia pen name, which is erotic romance. So be warned if you're not into that.
You might end up seeing a penis-shaped fidget toy. If that is too mature for you,
It's
do
her
not
favorite
watch.
toy. It's her favorite
Do
toy.
not proceed.
She waves it around in front of the camera all the time, everybody. It is.
Or you can hear it.
Oh.
Or you can just hear it.
Yes, that does happen. But on this channel,
I love the timing.
on this channel, which is I call my main channel, I do edited videos that right now is taking a break because I had hand surgery, but was going out once a month.
It's also
where
purple, not to be confused with blue. Sorry.
And I have some writing content, and I have vlogs, and I have reading content where I read Latine books from Latine authors with Latine characters and talk about representation. So all that will be coming back eventually as I'm slowly trying to rebuild myself up from surgery. But yeah, I have a serial out called Hunger's Designer under Serapia. That's linked down below if you can want to read something that I've read or written words. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the relay. Bye.